Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Heidi Voight.
And I'm Shannon Miller. So glad to have you with us this morning. Let's get you right on over to meteorologist Bob Maxon. Are we looking, well, it's too soon to tell. I was going to say brighter today to start the day. This is not a live image right now.
No.
But eventually, when we get there?
I tell you what, yeah, it's going to turn out quite nice.
Okay.
Yeah, but we notice the shrinking days, though.
Yeah.
We notice it because we're on the air and we're used to seeing the sunrise. It's a little bit later each day.
Creeping back to school soon.
Oh, gosh, and sunsets get a little earlier. Don't say the words back.
To our attention to kids in social media, the U.S. Senate could pass the Kids Online Safety Act today.
This is a big issue in Washington, and this bill requires big tech companies to do more to protect kids from dangerous online content. NBC can for new and expecting moms here. Are tongue tie surgeries really necessary for infants?
A new report is questioning that, with experts saying it may be overdiagnosed and surgery is not necessary. NBC Connecticut Jennifer Joes joins us now with more on this. There's plenty of things that new moms have to worry about, Jen. There's some clarity now when it comes to this, right?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it really is necessary for the infant. We don't want to discount that at all.
One of Bob's favorites.
Oh,
this
that's
time of the
right.
year.
Yes.
Okay, here's a look at what our colleagues are working on at Telemundo de Waving La Tierra. A day at the beach turned into an unexpected experience for a group of people just over the state in Rhode Island.
This is...
That'd be me.
Oh, yeah. Under the towel.
Yes.
Dragonflies, thousands of them swarmed Musquamacut Beach on Saturday.
New polling suggests presidential frontrunners Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are in a dead heat.
Very close here, and Harris is back on the campaign trail, hosting a rally tonight in Georgia and inching closer towards choosing her running mate. Who will it be? NBC's Bree Jackson has the latest this morning from Washington. They spent like $1 billion trying to clean out that river ahead of the games. But all right, Team USA men's gymnastics, meantime, ended a 16-year medal drought.
This is a huge deal. They battled their way to the bronze to clinch each third.
I'm just amazed, though, when I see like the pommel horse and just what the human body is capable of doing, right? Like, it's just amazing to watch.
I can barely get out of bed.
Exactly.
It's an achievement.
Think about the winter and summer games every 2 years, right? Every year. And you get to see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, what Simone Biles does on a regular basis with her eyes closed.
It's wild.
None of us could even really fathom, you know. And just like you said, the men, the pommel horse, or canoeing on white water, rafting perfectly. I don't know. There's so.
Welcome back. There's some much needed money on the way to Milford's farms.
All right, still ahead this morning, growing concern about a condition that may be overdiagnosed in infants that's leading to potentially unnecessary surgeries.
Yes, has a lot of people talking online this morning. The new report that's got pediatricians now raising. And I'm Heidi Voight. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday. Yeah, it looked a little dreary in that live shot, but some brighter skies are ahead. Let's get you to Bob with your Storm Tracker forecast. Good morning to you.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about this. Second from last day of July.
Yeah.
Incredible to think that summer's flying by.
It is.
But back to school shopping and stuff. We start to shrink the opportunities for fun.
Yeah.
So let's get out there and take advantage. So today we'll
protecting their kids when it comes to social media. A bill that protects kids online could pass in the Senate today.
It is known as the Kids Online Safety Act, and NBC Connecticut's Jolie Sherman is live in Hartford to explain more about what it aims to do. Jolie, good morning. Hey, Jolie, thank you. 5:34, an alarming story here. A Connecticut swim coach is due in New Britain court today after being wanted for voyeurism in Arizona. The U.S. Marshals say David Lodati was arrested at his home in Newington yesterday. Police started investigating last year, but they didn't go into detail about the allegations he's facing. NBC Connecticut has confirmed, though, that he was a coach of the JCC Sharks in West Hartford, and we have reached out to them for comment. We haven't heard back.
A new report raising questions about infants who are being treated for tongue tie.
Some experts think that it may be overdiagnosed and that surgery is not always necessary. NBC Connecticut's Jennifer Joes is live in studio with more details. This is not an uncommon thing, right? But if you're a new parent, how do you know who to trust?
Exactly, and their point of advice is just get more opinions than going through.
Presidency, President Biden is calling for reform of the Supreme Court. Are starting their periods at a younger age. That's according
to 5:48 now to Paris once again in the Olympics. Here's a live look for you. And Petty this morning. All the people there along the cauldron there. The men's triathlon is not going to go on as planned today, and that's because of water safety issues. This has been a concern, you know, leading up to the start of the Olympics too.
They spent a lot of money to try to get the river Seine clean enough, but the swimming portion of the triathlon was supposed to happen in the river.
Girls are tough.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them.
No. Wow.
You ever seen New Zealand rugby do the hakas before the play? Oh yeah, that's intense. It's like these.
Yes.
Anyway,
I think I saw the basketball team do that earlier this year.
Yeah. Rugby is fun to watch.
But the fact they play matches every day.
Yeah.
If you notice, the basketball games are separated by 2 or 3 days.
Right.
Soccer matches, 2 or 3 days. Not rugby.
Nope.
Back to back to
They're
back.
beasts.
Wow.
With
Beast
bruises
mode.
and all.
Yep.
A win today, and they guarantee themselves. I think it's the first medal ever for women's rugby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, let's see what's going on. Good morning.
Get you a check of all of your consumer news.
Here's CNBC's Silvana Henao. Good morning, Silvana.
Everybody, I'm Shanna Miller.
And I'm Heidi Voight. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. Let's get you to meteorologist Bob.
Bob, thanks for that. Back now to kids in social media. The U.S. Senate could pass the Kids Online Safety Act later on today.
This is a big package of legislation here that would require big tech companies to protect children from dangerous online content. NBC Connecticut's Julie Sherman's live in Hartford this morning.
All right, your time now, 6:04. Things heating up once again in Paris, both on the competition and the weather front. It is day 4 of the Olympic Games, and everything is already well underway. Team USA making us really proud.
Oh, they hit the ground running for sure. And NBC Connecticut's Gabrielle Lucevero is live in the middle of all of it in Paris, where it is just past noon local time. They're 6 hours ahead of us. Gabby, good morning. Day 3 brought a lot of success for Team USA. So now we look ahead to day 4. What can we expect?
Good morning. Thank you for both throwing in that it's heating up in competition and in the weather. We are in that noon sunshine right now, so I'm a little, but you know what? Again, I'm going to keep my complaining to a minimum. So day 3, it boosted Team USA.
Pommel horse guy, Clark Kent, whatever you want to call him. You guys went to the same high school. You need a photo together, Gabby.
I know. Representing, is it the 413 in Worcester? I can't remember.
508, guys. 508. 413, that's Springfield.
All right.
We're representing the 508.
Okay.
We're very excited for him. We're going to go get him a case of Polar Seltzer. We're going to go to a Woo Sox game. We're going to have a great time.
We got to celebrate in Worcester style, right?
Worcester, yes. All right.
That.
Well, enjoy yourself over there in Paris.
Worcester,
Gabby,
Massachusetts.
We will check in with you again at 6:45. That's right, Worcester, Mass.
At 6:13, are tongue tie surgeries actually necessary for babies? A new report is questioning that, with experts saying it may be overdiagnosed and that surgery is actually not necessary.
Sometimes it can make a big difference, especially if you're a breastfeeding mom. NBC Connecticut's Jennifer Joas is live in studio with more. We know this can lead to speech issues, breastfeeding difficulties. So what's the concern?
Yeah, so the concern is really, are too many people jumping the gun too early?
Okay.
So it's definitely necessary.
Trying to do everything right, you know?
I know. Hey, at 6:15, new polling suggests presidential frontrunners Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are now in a dead heat.
It is a changing landscape politically, and Harris is back on the campaign trail, hosting a rally in Georgia tonight and inching closer towards choosing her running mate. NBC's Bree Jackson has the latest from Washington.
That kind of, those dollars.
Yeah. All right, 6:18. We turn now to Bob and our storm tracker forecast, and you know, overall this week is looking pretty meh.
Oh no, there's gonna be plenty of decent times. Yesterday wasn't the greatest, but there's gonna be, you know, hey, it's classic summer weather.
Yeah, this morning. All right, 6:21. Hey, if you're getting behind the wheel this morning, State Police are urging you, please pay attention. They had yet another cruiser hit on the highway. This is the middle of a highway.
Those numbers just keep ticking up.
I know.
One after another.
It's concerning. Slow down, move over. All right, time now 6:22. Welcome back. New this morning, one of the state's top officials will address the state's ongoing blood shortage today. We talked to you. All right, hope they can get a handle on that.
Should be a safe, clean place, right?
Good, yeah. Time now is 6:20. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Heidi Voight.
And I'm Shanna Miller. So glad to have you with us once again. Take a peek.
Deck of fog and stuff, but it'll be gone. And it turns out to be a really nice summer day.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah, something to dive into.
Yeah, could pass the Senate today.
It's known as the Kids Online Safety Act, and NBC Connecticut's Julie Sherman's live in Hartford this morning with some insight on what it's all about. Jolie?
Yeah, Senator Richard. All right, at 6:35 this morning, there's a new report raising questions about infants being treated for tongue tie.
Some experts think it may be overdiagnosed and surgery is not always necessary. NBC Connecticut's Jennifer Joas is live in studio with more details. Sometimes it can make a big difference,
For sure.
you know, if you're trying to breastfeed or other issues.
Yeah, it certainly can really help a lot of families out there.
A lot of information with new babies. We appreciate.
Absolutely, yeah. Those lactation consultants can make a huge difference, by the way, so definitely take that advice. Ask for one.
All right, your time now, 6:37. You're kind of soaking it up. All of a sudden, you're like, what's that buzzing I hear? I'd be under the towel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be me.
What's that music that we hear? You know what that is? We are gearing up.
So fun to watch. I think they're my favorite because they just get.
They're powerhouses.
They are, and they have so much fun while they're doing it.
And we love the outfits this year, by the way.
Oh
the
my God.
star-spangled,
Crystals?
yes.
Holy moly, they
Love
look
it.
good. All right, let's get you back to Paris now. It is already afternoon in the City of Light. Day 4 of competition is well underway, and you'll want to keep an eye on swimming, rowing, and rugby today. They all have Connecticut connections that we will be watching.
Yes, and we've got our tour guide on the ground there. Live in Paris, our sports reporter, Gabby Lucevero, is giving us a front row seat to all of our hometown athletes. And Gabby, it is day 4, some more medal chances for Team USA, and of course, our Connecticut Olympians.
You know, guys, I was listening to the two of you talk about, loving to watch women's gymnastics, and I'm thinking, like, we can't do any of these sports, right? But at least when we watch swimming, we're like, maybe, I get in the water, right? Running, sometimes I run. Gymnastics, you watch these women go, and you're like, I know I can't do that.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Cartwheel sounds scary.
Speaking of something else that we think like, oh yeah, I could totally do that, except no, we can't. We have Richfield's like Risk, Ultimate Frisbee, they can't play. I'm sure football was ruled out a long time ago. But one I can get on board with, competing at all-you-can-eat sushi, right?
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys really competitive at your day-to-day lives?
Oh, gosh.
Anything?
Well, that's a good one. All you can eat sushi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm competitive about?
What?
Finding a parking spot.
Oh, yeah. Especially here.
Oh, yeah.
It's
They
slim
can be
pickings
tricky.
sometimes. Yeah. I would have to
Got an eye
say
for it.
I get overly competitive with bananagrams. It's like speed Scrabble. Any
okay.
kind of like word game like that. My husband gets frustrated all the time because he's like,
right.
yeah, I'm really, that's my jam.
Any board game, I got to get up from the table, take a beat. Sometimes we got to take a little lap around the kitchen, grab some cheese, grab a cracker, take a breather, take a sip of wine, then I can come back to the table and play my board games
Let
again.
cooler heads prevail. All right, Gabby, great hearing from you in Paris. We will see you again tomorrow. Okay, and you know what? That's a true story because Bob Maxon actually stopped playing Words with Friends with me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm still bitter about it.
And why is that, Bob?
Why?
Well, it was like the first 4, this is 10 years ago, by the way. Like the first 4 words she played were both like 80+ points. And we were all convinced she had a bot because there's no way she was coming up with some word that had 3 Q's and 4 U's and
I'm
stuff.
just a word nerd. I like to keep my brain moving. I'm not a cheater.
Let's see what's going on. Good morning.
All right, before we send you off to the Today Show, here's a quick look at some headlines this morning. There's more. Summer's not over.
It's not. It's still holding on strong. August it can be nice. Of course. Look forward to that. We'll see you back throughout the morning with your latest news and weather.
Now to the Today Show. Good morning. It is 7:56. I'm Heidi Voight. A babysitter is expected in court today accused of running over a 2-year-old child in Clinton. State police say 3 kids were also left home alone with the stove on the very same. Hey, turning now to day 4 of the Paris Olympics. Swimming, rowing, and rugby all have athletes with Connecticut ties competing today. What won't be happening, though, is the men's. And we will see you back here in a half hour with another live local update.
Yeah, we'll head back to Paris now for more.
Today live update.
Good morning. It is 8:56. I'm Heidi Voight. Happening today in New Haven, we're expecting to learn more about new housing and business plans coming to the city.
Big time.
Right. Okay. See you back here at 11 with all your news and weather.
Yeah, let's go.